Guys, there is levels upon levels to this shit. Like we gotta start somewhere, right? Like myself, I started as a dishwasher, and there's nothing wrong with that. I actually think there's a lot of value to starting at the absolute low of the low. We all gotta start somewhere. But if it's your goal to, really push in life, really progress in life, really to think about what is actually optimal, we're talking about success here, monetary success. Um, you got your standard jobs, then you can move your way into some sort of business. But often, when people make this switch, they kind of even take a pay cut or they just practically buy themselves a job. So it's not really a business where you have any freedom or there is a clear path to having exponential wealth. Past that level, then you do have the companies, and you can bring your employees along on the ride. But it's still a somewhat of a small company. And then the last one, which I believe is the ultimate pursuit. This is what I like to focus on. What you want to do is create a company which is a vessel which can bring everybody on board and go into that direction and change lives. So what I'm talking about is you create this boat, right? This ship and your staff members, you bring them on board. Eventually they work up to having equity, so they're invested into the business themselves. They are an owner of the company. These are kind of like the workers of the ship, the captain of the ship, and all of that, the staff on board the ship. And then you've got the passengers. The passengers are the investors. If you can create a vessel which can bring in a lot of staff, not only are you changing them financially with the equity, with the salary, and also the education. Hopefully you got a great education. But then you got the investors, and if you can create such a vessel that can maximize those two variables, then you're really onto something special. And I believe that is, if it is your goal to be extremely successful, then because it's kind of in this day and age with the internet and information and all that, it's pretty damn easy, in my opinion. If you put your mind to it and really sacrifice and go hard, it's pretty easy to change your own life. But to create a vessel which can absorb and bring along many, many, many people, that's a different game.